Welcome to Arsenal Daily News, your go-to spot for all things Arsenal. Latest news, transfers, match previews, and more. Updated daily. Partey and Trossard fight. Lewis-Skelly injury scare. Things spotted in Arsenal. Training versus PSG, Arsenal are preparing for their mammoth Champions League semi-final against PSG, with Mikel Arteta casting an eye over his team for their final training session. The Arsenal players have been put through their paces in their final training session before their massive UEFA Champions League semi-final first leg clash with Paris Saint-Germain. The Gunners take on the French champions at the Emirates Stadium on Tuesday night, with Mikel Arteta and his coaching staff giving out their final training instructions at London Colney on Monday afternoon. As per UEFA guidelines, the media are allowed to stand and witness a portion of training prior to the clash, and the assembled media were given a glimpse of what could be to come as the players finalized their preparations for the big match. The big question in the build-up to Tuesday's match has been regarding the fitness of Ben White and Mikel Merino. Both were absent for Arsenal's Premier League clash with Crystal Palace last week, leading to concerns about their availability for Tuesday night's game. But it looks as though the duo will be involved in some capacity, with both spotted in the open training session. White was alongside Oleksandr Zinchenko as they came out onto the grass for the training session, with Merino soon jogging past them to allay any fears over his fitness. Youngsters Miles Lewis-Skelly and Ethan Nwaneri were keen beans for the training session. The pair were out long before any other Arsenal players in the sunshine at London Colney, passing the ball around with one of the coaches. The young duo have never been involved in a game of this magnitude before, but as with everything else this season, they are taking everything in their stride and clearly excited for the challenge ahead. Partey and Trossard fight. There was a good camaraderie in all of the open training witnessed on Monday afternoon, with smiles on plenty of faces. Of course, we only got to see what the club wanted us to see and the real business of proper training. And there was certainly no real fighting going on between the players. It was a play fight between the suspended Thomas Partey and recent makeshift striker Leandro Trossard, in a game set up by the coaching staff, whereby the players were in two lines and having to react to quick instructions before dashing one way or the other to chase the other line. Partey, and Zinchenko to be fair, was seen holding on to Trossard round the middle to stop him from getting away. Perhaps Trossard is the danger man in these training drills. It was all lighthearted, and despite his suspension, you could see Partey clearly enjoying himself. The last bit of training we were allowed to see was the entire squad and coaches joined together in a big circle, holding hands, doing a big rondo. 3 players would be in the middle, with 10 passes needed before the entire circle had to move to the right together, and then 20 passes before they moved to the left together. The person to give away the ball would then be joined in the middle by the player on his left and the player on his right. During this drill, Ben White showed an unorthodox moment for Arsenal as, pouncing on a loose ball, he proceeded to boot the ball out of the circle and across the training ground. Arsenal may well have to take a no-nonsense approach when they face PSG on Tuesday. There was one slight moment of concern. In the same drill, just before the end of broadcasting, Kieran Tierney was one of the players in the middle and was clearly frustrated at not being able to get the ball. As the group moved right after 10 and then 20 passes, Tierney showed his frustration by sliding in, trying to win the ball, and taking out Miles Lewis-Skelly. Lewis-Skelly went down clutching his ankle, but he was clearly faking it as he was up soon enough, smiling and joking with the rest of the players.